How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the GTI today, on our way to the Plano area to meet my good friend Ahmad from Modifications. He is part of the gang of YouTube people, I guess, that we meet up. Austin, Jordan, Ahmad, and I, we've had meets before. Well, yeah, I guess a couple meets, but he also has a Golf R. Mark 7.5, I believe, and today we're gonna meet up, check it out, maybe do some driving comparisons, and ultimately kind of decide if I should swap to a Golf R. His car is stage 2. He just got the stage 2 tune with a downpipe and everything, and there's some other differences here and there. We'll go over it more once we meet up, but for now, let's get to the meeting spot. All right, so I made it out here, met up with Ahmad. He's back there somewhere. But yeah, so we've got our Golfs here. Mine, obviously the GTI, and his, the Golf R. So we'll ask him some details, more specifically like what modifications he's done and things like that, because he does have some modifications done. The point of this video is going to be some little test driving. Should you get, or should I get, a Golf R, bigger turbo, things like that, and you can do the bigger turbo on the GTI, but is it worth it to spend more now on the Golf R? Like what do you get? Like what is the benefits of a Golf R compared to a Mark 7 GTI? Here's some B-roll footage of both the cars. Hope you guys enjoy it, and then we will dive right into Ahmad's modifications. So yeah, you get the plan words. Let's get into it. All right, Ahmad, so tell us about your car. Obviously, it's a Golf R. Is it Mark 7, Mark 7.5, or?
So this is a 2019 Mark 7.5. I bought it 4 or 5 months ago. I went from a Kia Stinger to this car. Really wanted the all-wheel drive aspect of it, and this is a 7.5. I wanted the digital dash. I know that sounds weird, but something that I really wanted, and I got it, and it's awesome. I've done a few things to it. Recently, there's been a little bit more work. I started with some basic cosmetic stuff, so I did kind of like the side skirts or splitter, whatever you want to call it. I did add the same mud flaps that I've added on the last like 4 cars that I've owned.
Okay.
I've done the Maxim side corner splitters, and then the center splitter is an eBay splitter. The new emblem, I got that from some guy in England. This is actually my favorite. This is like a $48 spoiler from eBay. Literally just attaches on.
It looks good.
I think it's my favorite one. I've seen some that are a little over the top. I've seen some that are too subtle. To me, this was like a really good mix, and for $48,
it fits really well.
Yeah. And I did some knockoff of the Audi S5. I don't know. There's so many different Audis that have those wheels. I preferred these because I didn't want to deal with the very aggressive offset that the Audi ones have, and they poke quite a bit, and I just didn't want that.
So they're 19s, yeah?
Yep.
And since they're the Golf R size, they're 8-inch wide?
8.5.
8.5, okay.
And the offset is 38. I have to double check that.
Yeah.
We'll post it on the video.
Okay,
when I
yep, right here. Here's the specs.
Yeah. So no spacers or anything, so it actually fits pretty well. I do have iBox springs sitting at the house. They've been sitting basically for 3 months of the 4 months I've owned this car. Haven't installed them yet. Up front, I did have a spoiler. It was an eBay one designed for the standard Mark 7 GTI. Okay. But I cut it a little bit, made it work, and it looked really good. I went on a road trip to Colorado. It didn't last very long on my road trip. Performance-wise, I do have a turbo inlet, and then I have an eBay intake. It's called Kyoto or something like that. Sounds really good. And recently, I just did stage 2. So I did a Unitronic stage 2 tune. because of that, I had to upgrade my clutch to a stage 2.
Oh yeah.
And then with that, I also did the CTS catless downpipes, and it's awesome. It's a world of a difference on the car. But so the stage 2, I think, is the biggest investment I've made so far.
Okay. Like if you could pick 1 or 2 things that, since you've had so many cars, like what are 1 or 2 things about the Golf R that are like, okay, I get why people buy the Golf R?
Yeah. Number 1 reason was manual. I went for the Stinger was awesome. I loved the transmission for what it was, but honestly, I missed a manual transmission. And the number 1 point of buying this was to get a manual car that was all-wheel drive, turboed, and fun to drive.
Okay.
So that's my number 1 thing that I love. And the number 2, the handling, hands down. Even on stock suspension, it is such a good handling car.
For sure.
And I would say number 3 is a mix of fit and finish on the inside. I actually did a top 5 things I like about this car. Fit and finish, and then the, what's it called? Just the features that it came with, like the valved exhaust is really cool, digital dash, little things like that.
For the price, you do get quite a bit of car for the price.
I agree. I was definitely on the camp of why would you spend this much money on a Euro car when you can buy a Veloster N or something like that. But there's a little bit of a difference. I think they're all cool cars, but there's something very refined about this. And I'm excited about driving this versus this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I've gotten itching for the DSG transmission as well. So
if you're cool, we'll set off, do some exhaust clips real quick, and then we'll get on the road and test it out. It's weird to get in this car having a manual, and it feels like my car. But
yeah, that's true.
Like, okay. All right, parking brake is off.
Everything is recording.
Oh, that clutch feels nice.
It's tight.
It feels nice.
Oh, you should have seen it when I first got it.
All right, so we are in the Mark 7.5 Golf R, and I've never driven a manual before, so.
And ever, no manual ever.
No manual ever. Yeah. So first impressions, I know I'm a little rough on it, but so it's a stage 2 clutch. Shit. It's the stage 2 clutch, and it's really, really smooth. This feels a lot more refined than my car, and it's possibly, oh shit, there's like torque there.
Well, the throttle controller is set fairly high, so it's pretty responsive.
Okay. The gears are very, very, not notchy, but they're like clicky. Is that your intake?
Yeah.
That sounds so good. Wow, dude. Holy shit. This is way faster than my car. No joke. That is so incredibly surprising. Wow. Your steering wheel feels newer, but that obviously makes sense. The digital dash is really sweet. Your radio is I think I have the 7.5 inch screen. I think you have the 8.5 inch screen. So this is all different. Obviously that, you have piano black trim, while mine is like this weird little diamond thing. And, but otherwise it feels pretty much like my car. It makes some good noises. It feels like I'm driving my car. Outside of the seating position maybe being a little bit different, just because I don't want to mess with your stuff too much.
Feel free to mess with it, dude.
I mean,
it doesn't take me long to get back to it.
I mean, this feels like I'm driving my GTI. This going 40 down a little side street, it doesn't feel like you've done anything to the car at all. Like, it sounds a little different, sure, but I mean, it's nice.
You could definitely feel the difference when you're driving like down a crappy road like Parker.
Yeah.
You can feel the difference between the two, but
we're losing GoPro stuff. So how much does the throttle controller change? Because it feels like I'm barely pushing
quite a bit,
the gas.
Actually. So if you hit the bottom left button on it and maybe switch, keep scrolling through it till it says 1.7
on the mode.
Yeah. So keep on going again. Oh shit. There. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's way different.
Yeah. So 2.2 is where I keep it, and you can turn it back to normal, but it feels so slow to me when it's normal.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it back to whatever that was.
Just press it one time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to that. Dude, it feels like the power comes on so much quicker and earlier than my car does. I don't know. I'm assuming that's a lot to do with the turbo and the tune and everything.
Yeah.
But it's definitely different. And it's annoying because I'm totally not used to driving your manual, especially with like the different clutch and everything. Yeah. So I'm kind of jerking it around.
Well, it is a little bit of a tough clutch. It took me a little getting used to also. And especially since when I go from my S4 to this, I can definitely feel this is a little bit more difficult. But yeah, feel free to punch it.
Yeah, that's nice. It's incredibly smooth. Incredibly smooth. It feels like granted, besides the shifting, it feels like the DSG, like the smoothness of it between shifts and everything. You're just obviously having to do a little bit more work, but that feels really, really nice.
I rev fairly high. Like I usually try to stay above 2,500 when I'm driving, just because the low end is fine, but it's so much fun in that mid-range.
It doesn't feel like, and you'll probably see this with mine too, it doesn't really like feel like a tuned car. It just feels like those off-the-shelf tunes with all, like whichever brand you go with, like tuning wise, they're all mostly like
they just take the stock curve and just push it up versus completely remap it. And now definitely in the low end you can feel the difference to me. The boost kicks in a little bit earlier.
Absolutely. That's why I was so surprised just getting out on the main road, is because I was like barely touching the gas and it was like, oh shit, okay, we're going. Oh yeah, dude, that is awesome. Yeah, that is so fun.
Feel free to get it a little higher.
There it goes. There we go. Wow. All right, there's 6. So it does feel, the suspension does feel a little floaty compared to mine. Granted, you don't have the springs on it.
I don't have lowering springs. Yeah, this is the stiffer.
Yeah.
So if I switch to...
See there, that's very like...
smooth.
Very smooth, yeah. It's not all that loud either.
Well, yeah, in comfort it closes the valves.
Oh, okay.
In race, it barely makes a difference, but it does when you're like getting...
Oh, okay, so letting off the gas, you can hear it a little bit better. I'm gonna try to make a pass. What do you recommend? So you say...
I usually go to 4th or 3rd at this point, probably 4th.
That's nice. It's very smooth. The power is always there, and it just feels like you downshift and you just you're moving pretty much. And even at, you know, I'm going 70 right now, just that little tap, like in 6th gear, it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna get moving. So if you were just driving sensibly and needed to go around someone, it probably wouldn't.
General public, you could pass them.
Yeah. I'll let you drive. You'll drive it a lot smoother than I will. And it always feels different in the passenger seat too.
Yeah.
Anyways, other people have done the GTI versus Golf R comparisons, but it's hard to see that on video. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this one went half a second faster on a track, or this one, you know, accelerates faster and would win a drag race. But you like driving it, while it does feel just like my car, there's just like little things where I've been like going about driving like I normally would, that's like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. Oh, it's faster. Like it's feels like you're getting more power, but same creature comforts.
Yeah.
All right, so Ahmad is now driving. I don't know if you can see me now. You can probably see me. So Ahmad is now driving because I want to experience like the passenger seat, and you know, he drives this car, so he's a lot, you know, better at driving his car obviously than I would be, especially with the clutch and everything, since I'm just not super used to it. Feels way different than my Miata, that's for sure. Obviously it would. Oh man, it feels different in the passenger seat. Okay. When you're in traffic, that's for sure. right, guys, and that is going to be it. I think there's a lot of footage between both of our cars here. Definitely go to Ahmad's channel, Modifications, to check out his video reviewing my GTI compared to his R. This was super fun. Definitely lends a new perspective to whether or not I should go for a Golf R, and it's tough to say, but I do love that. It's a totally different driving experience while being in the same exact car, and the power is just intoxicating. So I guess it's Golf R or IS38 GTI. So leave your comments below. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you are new to the channel, go down below, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.